The fifth generation of the Honda Civic debuted in Japan on September 10, 1991. The new Civic was larger than its predecessor, had a more aerodynamic body, and the wheelbase was increased to 257 cm for the three-door hatchback and 262 cm for the four-door sedan. The wagon was also dropped for overseas markets, while the previous generation station wagon continued in Japan. At its introduction in 1991, it won the Car of the Year Japan Award for the second time. This generation of Civic used lightweight materials to create a fuel-efficient economy car. Compared to the previous generation, the cowl was raised, which allowed for more suspension travel. Along with the change, the ride became softer than that of the previous generation, which provided a more compliant ride at expense of crisper handling. In addition, vehicles with the 1.6 LSOHC VTEC 125 PS engines such as the C hatchback and X Coupe copyright models found in the United States, provoked popularity of the high-performance 1.6 L inline-4 segment. In South Africa, a unique model with the B18B3 from the Acura Integra RS was specially built to fill the gap left by the absence of the DOHC B16A VTEC engine in the range. Body styles, Coupe copyright. Trims available in the two-door Coupe copyright body style, introduced for 1993, were the DX, X, and XS, for the United States domestic market, and the DX, DX Special Edition, and C for the Canadian domestic market. The Coupe copyright, built in both Canada and the United States, was also exported to European and Japanese markets. A left-hand drive version of the Civic Coupe was released as a limited edition in Japan, imported from the United States, to celebrate the 10th anniversary of the Honda Primo dealer network in 1994. DX. The DX was the base model equipped with all manual features, driver's side door mirror, rear defroster and power brakes. The 1995 Canadian-only DX Special Edition added an AM/FM cassette player, heel covers, center armrest console, clock, power steering and dual manual mirrors. XC, the USDMXC DMC included an AM/FM cassette player and upgraded sound system, cruise control, heel covers on 14-inch wheels, clock, 9K tachometer with 7.2 kRPM readline, moonroof with tilt feature, power steering, and dual body-colored power mirrors and door handles. The USDMX also received power locks and windows. Dual airbags and optional ABS with rear disc brakes distinguished the USDM 1993 only XS model. Hatchback. Introduced in 1992, trims available in the hatchback body style in the US and Canada were the CX, DX, VX and C, however the VX and C models were discontinued in Canada after model year 1993. With a total interior room of 90 QFT, the hatchback was classified by EPA of US as subcompact. CX. The economical CX was the base model equipped with all manual features, and power brakes. In the US, it came with the 8-valve 70 HP 1.5 LD15B8 engine and manual transmission. With 42.48 miles per gallon, revised to 2008 EPA rating, 35/43 mpg city HWY or 40/47 mpg, revised to 2008 EPA rating, 33/42 mpg city HWY, the CX was the second most fuel-efficient Civic model of the fifth generation, after the VX-CX models in Canada came with the same 16-valve 102 HP 1.5 LD15B7 engine as in the DX model, but could also be ordered with automatic transmission which also came with power steering. The 1995 CDM-CX models included from the factory a rear wiper, and could be ordered with side moldings and manual passenger side mirror. VX, fitted with the same manual transmission as the USDM-CX, the VX was identical to the base model CX except that it gained improved fuel efficiency through a 92 HP 1.5 LVTEC engine yielding 48/55 mpg, revised to 2008 EPA rating, 39/49 mpg city HWY or 44/51 mpg, revised to 2008 EPA rating, 36/46 mpg city HWI. In Canada, it was rated by Transport Canada Fuel Consumption Estimate, 4.7 L/100 km city and 4.3 L/100 km HWI. Other added features were an 8K tachometer with readline at 6K rpm, lightweight 13-inch aluminum alloy wheels, as well as additional front and rear underbody trim additions to improve aerodynamic flow. The VX was also equipped with an aluminum alternator bracket, an aluminum front driver's side engine mount, and a lightweight crank pulley. In addition, the instrument cluster featured a shift indicator light that would notify the driver when to shift upwards in order to achieve optimum mileage. To this day, the CX and VX models are lauded as one of the only gasoline-powered cars that rival the fuel economy of today's hybrids and diesels. In the March 2010 issue of Car and Driver, for example, it mentions its long-term test car, a 2009 VW TDI Jetta with 6-speed dual-clutch auto transmission, got worse fuel mileage than their 1992 Honda Civic VX test car and 2000 Honda Insight Hybrid. DX, the more powerful DX, with a 102 HP 1.5 LD15B7 engine, manual passenger side mirror, tilt steering, intermittent wipers, side moldings, rear wiper washer, and rear cargo shelf as standard equipment. Despite the higher HP power plant, the DX returns real-world mileage of 38 city/45 HWI. The C model replaced rear drum brakes with discs, added a power moonroof with tilt, cruise control, a dashboard clock, a 9K tachometer with a 7,200 rpm readline, plastic heel covers on 14-inch wheels, power side mirrors, body-colored door handles, and a 125 HP 1.6 L single overhead cam D16Z6 VTEC engine with manual transmission. It enabled the car to hit 0–60 in 7.5 seconds and a quarter-mile time of 16.3 at 86 mph. VTEC activated on the intake side and not the exhaust side, which was the result of the spark plug blocking the area where the cam follower would be. In 1994, rear speakers and optional ABS were also added. In other markets, the C received the 1.6D16A9 DOHC non-VTEC engine, with 130 PS. At this time, however, the C was not the most powerful variant of the Civic sold elsewhere. In Europe, Honda also offered the Civic VT, which featured a 160 PS B16A2 engine, and the JDM Sur, Sur II, and Sur S carried an even more powerful B16A engine, which made 170 PS. Japan also received a VT model with a 1.5-liter engine similar to the D16Z6, with 130 PS. In European markets, the trims available were the DX, LSI, VE, ESI, and VT, sedan. Trims available in the USDM sedan body style were the DX, LX and X, while the CDM models were branded slightly differently as the LX, LX Special Edition, X and the XV. In Japan, a four-door sedan was introduced called Honda Civic Furio, sold at Honda Primo dealerships, while a more upscale version was called the Honda Domani, sold at Honda Clio. In Japan, the Furio name was used from 1992 until 2006 on all sedans, regardless of trim packages installed. The USDM DX CDM LX was the base model, and equipped with all manual features and power brakes. The Canadian-only LX Special Edition added an AM/FM cassette player, heel covers, center armrest console, clock, power steering, dual power mirrors and air conditioning. The USDM LX CDMX included an AM/FM cassette player, cruise control, center armrest console, clock, tachometer, power steering, and power windows, locks and mirrors. For 1994-95, the USDM LX had heel covers on 14-inch wheels with 175/65 size tires. In 1992-93, the wheels were 13-inch with 175/70 tires. On the USDMX CDMXV, Honda added the VTEC engine, a power sunroof, body-colored mirrors, rear sway bar, ABS, upgraded stereo and deluxe yield covers. The four-door wagon was not updated for this generation platform, and continued to use the previous generation internationally until February 21, 1996, when it was replaced by the Honda Althea and Honda Partner sold only in Japan. Specifications: North America, all DX and LX models used the D15B7, a 16-valve SOHC engine rated at 102 bhp and 98 FTA pound-force of torque. DX and LX models were aimed towards the economy-conscious market. The US DMCX models had the D15B8, which is an 8-valve non-VTEC engine rated at 70 bhp, while the CDM models came with the D15B7. The VX had the D15Z1 capable of 92 bhp. The US DMX, CDMXV, and the C had the D16Z6 SOHC VTEC engine. USDM curb weights: all weights listed in this table are in lbs. Other markets: in Europe the DX has the D13B2, the LSI has the D15B2 and D15B7, the VE has the D15Z1 VTECE, the ESI has the D16Z6, and the VT had the B16A2. In Japan, as well as a few other export locations, the VT was offered with two different motors, the B16A2/3 and the D15B. The D15B shares the same head as the US Civic C but features a unique block, crank, and rods. The car shared the 1.5 L displacement of the other D15 blocks, but the rods were the same length as the D16s and a better rod-to-stroke ratio rather than the normal D15's ratio of 1.59. Despite this, the crank and bearing sizes were not the same. In the Middle East the X has the D16Z9 and the VT has the B16A2/3 engine. References